going to study regarding the Indian election system. Indian election system. Indian election system. So I think election, you are knowing, somewhat you are knowing regarding the election. No need to say it. Means no need to give the hint or anything yet. You are knowing regarding the election. You are knowing regarding the election. So election is one of the important process, especially in the democracy. Recently, you have been witnessed the American election. Recently, the by-elections in Karnataka. We have been witnessed election recently in the Bihar election. Recently, we have been witnessed. So election plays a very important role in the democracy. Election plays a very important role in the democracy. So there is a background in the election. So India is the biggest democratic country in the world. India is the biggest democratic country in the world. A free and fair election are needed in a healthy democracy. Free and fair election are needed in the healthy democracy. So in order to ensure a free and independent election in India, apart from 15 of the Constitution, India speaks about the Independent Election Commission in India. Independent Election Commission in India. So that is being provided in the Article 325 to 329. So 324 to 329. The Article 324 to 329. Regarding the Election Commission, Indian Election Commission, it has been given briefly in the Constitution from 324 to 329. The Election Commission is an all India institution. It is responsible to conduct the central and the state election. It is responsible to conduct the central and the state election as well as the election to the Rajya Sabha, presidential election. All these elections are being conducted by the election system or election by the election institution. So the Election Commission conducts local body election under the Article 324K and AZ. Election Commission conducts the local body election. So recently we are having 22nd and 27th Gram Panchayat election. So recently, so here Election Commission conducts the local body elections are being conducted. Gram Panchayat, Taluk Panchayat, Jilla Panchayat. All these are local body elections. So local body elections are being conducted under the Article 324A and AZ. So first, the structure of Election Commission, the background, how the Election Commission works and what is the structure of the Election Commission. What is the structure of the Election Commission? The structure of the Election Commission. Structure of Election Commission. Structure of Election Commission. Now just listen to me. The structure of election, how they will do. The Article 324 speaks about the formation of the Election Commission. The Article 324 speaks about the formation of the Election Commission. Which article? Article 324 speaks about the formation of the Election Commission. The Indian Election Commission was founded in January 25th, 1950. First, it was founded in January 25th, 1950, after independence. After independence, January 25th, 1950, the Election Commission was founded. In the beginning, it had only one Chief Election Commissioner. In the beginning, it had only one Chief Election Commissioner in the beginning. In the 1989, in the year 1989, what happened? The Election Commission, then government, reduced the voting power from 21 to 18. From 21 to 18, it reduced the voting power in the year 1989. The Indian government reduced the voting power to the through 61 amendment of Indian Constitution. Through amending the Constitution in the year 1989, the Indian government reduced the voting power of the Indians from 21 to 18. Earlier till 1989 it was 21. After 21 years we have to vote. But after amending the Constitution, the 61 amendment of the Constitution, the year 19 reduced the voting power from 21 to 18. From 21 to 18. This increased the work pressure of the election commission. So only one election commissioner was there. So two more election commissioners were been added, appointed. Two more election commissioners were been appointed. So in the year 1950, only one was there. Due to the reducing the voting power of the Indian citizen, so the work pressure of the election commission increased. So two more election commissioners were been appointed. Two more election commissioners were been appointed. So afterwards, in the year 1990, the post of the election commissioner was removed. Then in the year 1990, in the year 1989, the two election commissioners were been appointed. So those two posts were been removed in the year 1990. Again in the year 1993. Again in the year 1993. The posts of two election commission were recreated. Understood? First, in the year 1950, election commission was been founded. Only one election commissioner was there. In the year 1989, through amending the constitution on reducing the voting power, from 21 to 18, it increased the pressure of the election commission. So in the year 1999, two more election commissioners were appointed. But in the year 1990, again the post of the two election commissioners was been removed. Again in the 1993, the two election commissioner post was been recreated. So all the three commissioners enjoy the equal power. All the three election commissioners enjoy the equal power. In the case of difference of opinion, the majority decisions will be upheld or prevails. So now who appoints the election commissioner? The President of India appoints the election commissioner. Who appoints? The President of India appoints the election commissioner. The term of the election commissioner is 6 years or the retirement. This term is 6 years or else the completion of the 65 years. Completion of the 65 years. Whichever is earlier. The tender resignation he can give the resignation at any time. He can give the resignation at any time. The parliament can impeach them on the grounds of the incompetence or the unconstitutional behavior. If they have been committed any unconstitutional behavior, the parliament can remove the election commissioner. So election commission conduct the election. The election commission conducts the election of president, vice president, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, Vidhana Sabha, Vidhana Parishad. It has the absolute power to declare the dates of the election. Election commissioner has the absolute power to declare the date of the election. The declaration result and during the entire duration of the election, from the declaration of the election till the counting of the election, the entire duration is being called as the period of model code of conduct. The period of model code of conduct. The period of model code of conduct. The entire period from the declaration. Niti Samhita, Kannadadalli Niti Samhita. So that is Niti Samhita ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನಲ್ಲ, the period of model code of conduct. So from 2 days back, the model code of conduct has been ensured in the state itself. Why? Due to the Gram Panchayat election. Due to the Gram Panchayat election. So that is one period of model code. The election commission has no employees of its own. The election commission has no employees of its own. So it takes the government employees. It takes the government employees. It appoints the government employees for the work from the presidential approval. So which is our constituency? Yes, guys, which is our constituency? It's the easiest question. Who is the present MLA of our constituency? Who is the present MLA of our constituency? Just bring a message there. Who is the present MLA of our constituency? Karan, who is the present MLA of our constituency? Karan. So who is the present MLA of our constituency? Visheshwarendra Kageri. Yes. Who is the MLA of the Banwasi region? Who is the MLA of the Banwasi region? Who is the MLA of the Banwasi region? Yes, Danya. Shivram Hebbar, Chayana. Yes, very good. So now I think you'll have a little bit of confusion, I think. So Banwasi comes towards the Sirsi Taluk. So Banwasi comes towards the Sirsi Taluk. But the MLA is Shivram Hebbar. And in the Sirsi, MLA is Vishweshwar Kageri. So that is been called as the constituency. That is been called as the constituency. So Sirsi and Siddhapur, they are one constituency. So some parts of Sirsi Taluk, they have been went towards it has been added towards the Yellapur constituency. So these how these constituencies have been divided according to the population. According to the population, constituencies are been divided. So Sirsi and Yellapur. So complete Sirsi and Siddhapur. Complete Siddhapur Taluk comes under the Sirsi constituency, and some parts of the Sirsi Taluk, they come under the Yellapur constituency, Yellapur and Mundgodu constituency. So on the basis of population, it has been divided. Constituencies are been divided. On the basis of population, constituencies are been divided. Remember this constituency. So here the constituencies. So two types of constituencies are there: Lok Sabha and Vidhana Sabha. Lok Sabha and Vidhana Sabha. Two types of constituencies are there. Vidhana Sabha. So mingling by getting two taluks. It has been made as the one constituency. So Vidhana Sabha. No, Lok Sabha. Two districts. Joining two districts. They are been made as one constituency. Joining two districts. Lok Sabha, and in the Vidhana Sabha, joining two taluks, they have been made as the constituency. According to the population, it has been made. According to the population. So that has been called as the constituency. So Lok Sabha, they are been called as the MP, Member of Parliament. For Vidhana Sabha, they are been called as the MLS, Member of Legislative Assembly. Member of Legislative Assembly. So this is regarding the constituency. Next comes the voter list. So in every constituency, voter list will be there, and the voter list which contains the name, address, and the other details which come under other details. I think hope you have been witness to the voter list of your parents. It has been called as the epic card also. So epic card also. It has been also called as the epic card. The electoral photo identity card, the full form of the epic. The electoral photo identity card. So voter list. So if you fail to take the voter list towards the booth, you can take any other document like driving license, PAN card, anything you can take. So I think photos in the voter ID, how it will be? You're knowing, I think, don't need to say. Yeah, if you see your voter card, you have to guess whether it's your photo or somebody else. Like that. So even today the unique card system is there. Is one other the Aadhaar card is the unique card. And you take the Aadhaar card also at the time of the voting. Next comes the notification. So election process begins with the notification. So I think 2 days back, the State Election Commission has been given the notification. You don't know. So on this, so the end of the December 22nd and the 2 places, the elections will be Gram Panchayat elections will be conducted. So on the 22nd and the 23rd. So 22nd and 27th. So that has been called as a notification. So the Election Commission issues the notification about the election, the brief from the voting day to counting day, complete brief thing announced by the Election Commission. The notification was given by Election Commission. So that has been published in the radio, TV, press meet, or in the government newspaper, in the government ledger it will be. So next, the nomination of the candidates. Next comes the nomination of the candidates. So here, or as anybody they can participate in the election. The representatives in the democracy, all are having right to stand for the election. The candidates, those who wish to contest the election, they must fill the certain conditions and file the nomination paper before the authority appointed by for that purpose. Especially it will be for the Vidhan Sabha elections. You have to file the nomination in front of the AC, Assistant Commissioner. In the matter of Lok Sabha, you have to file the nomination in the front of the DC, District Collector. So you have to give the complete details. Of your property, your asset, how many wives are there, how many children are there, what is your family income, each and everything you have to do. If you miss anything, your nomination will be cancelled or rejected. So next, scrutiny of nomination. So nomination of the candidates will file the nomination for certain dates will be given. Certain period will be 1 week or 2 week time will be given. After the completion of the nomination, the election commission will scrutinize the nomination. The nomination papers will be checked. Scrutiny means it will be checked. The scrutiny of nomination papers filled by the candidates are scrutinized by the appointed authority. They will check all the whatever you have been filled, whatever the document you have been, all are correct. What will be checked after? If it is all are eligible to have been the nomination file will be accepted. Otherwise, it will be rejected. Next, withdrawal of the nomination. After the scrutiny of nomination, withdrawal. There's certain time will be given. If anybody wants to withdraw from the election. So that is because withdrawal of the nomination papers. Next on the election campaign. Next on the important election campaign. So after the election campaign starts, I think you're knowing today. I think the new trend is the campaign is in the mass media also, in the WhatsApp, in the Facebook, Twitter, etc. The campaign goes on nowadays, and the mass mob will be there, public meetings will be there, and they will come to your house, etc. I think in some areas, I think But in all the areas, in some areas, so open money will be also given. I haven't till now we have been not witnessed. In our constituency, we have been not witnessed. But in the other constituency, somewhat like that is it. We have been seen in the paper, etc. So campaign goes on. None vote kodi, none vote kodi. No, vote none kodi ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಹತ್ರ ಸೀರೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕುಕ್ಕರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದು ಲೀಗಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಗಲ್. ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. All this process goes on. It is not legal, it is illegal. So election manifesto has been given some promises. Election manifesto ಆಶ್ವಾಸನೆಗಳು. ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಊರಿಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ರೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಕಟ್ಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆಶ್ವಾಸನೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. So afterwards, all the contested candidates have to follow the model code of conduct. All the even people as well as the candidates have to follow the model code of conduct announced by the Election Commission. Polling day. Yes, come the polling day. Polling day is the day of the voting. Day of the voting or the day of the election. On the polling day, the voter go to the assigned booths. Most probably the schools will be the booths. Schools will be the booth. Combined into 3 to 4 villages, one booth will be there. In the town areas, combined into 3 to 4 areas, one booth will be there. Normally, schools will be the booth. Normally, schools will be the booth. So, polling officers are there. 5 to 6 officers will be there. One policeman will be there. So, they have to conduct the election. Nowadays, I think EVM machines are there. Electronic voting machines. Electronic voting, EVM machines. Electronic voting machines are there. So earlier ballot papers, the paper would be given like this. The paper would be given like this paper would be given. So all the party symbol would be there. So we are even the pen will be given to us. We have to put the vote there. We have to take there, or we have to certain seal will be given. We have to put the seal, and we have to fold it. We have to put in the ballot box. Earlier was there, but now the EVM machines are there. What are there now? EVM machines are there. So after the polling day has been completed. After from morning 7 to 5 or morning 7 to 6 it will be there. After 6 o'clock, they have to submit in the particular muster center will be there. They have to submit. So afterwards, counting of votes. Counting of votes is done. Counting of votes is done at the counting centers by the counting officials in the presence of the candidates and their agents. The presence of the candidates and their agents. Counting of votes has become easier and the quick with the introduction of the electronic voting machine. Earlier days, ballot papers are written, take a long time. But nowadays, I think in the afternoon 2 o'clock, the morning 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock they will start. In the 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you will get the complete result due to the EVM machines. So after the counting of votes, any one person will win, and he will be given a certain letter from the Election Commission, so that the counting of vote is been completed. Next, the political parties. So political parties play a very important role. Political parties are necessary in the democratic setup. Political parties are the link between the representatives and the government and the people. They are the link between the government and the people. So here, political parties. So BJP, Congress, JDS, BSP, Akalidal, Communist, DMK. These all are the political parties, and they play a major role in the democracy. So these are political parties. Some national parties, the national party, BJP, Congress, all these are the national parties. Or the JDS. So that is only limited for Karnataka. It is only for the regional party. So like that, national parties. So next, the regional political parties. The regional political parties are also called as the state parties. Regional political parties, they are also been called as the state parties. For example, JDS, AIDMK, DMK, all these are the state parties. So here, regional parties may have representative in the parliament. Regional parties play an important role in the forming of the government. Well, the major political parties failed to secure the majority at the center of a state. Center of the state. Center of the state. So this is regarding the election, Indian election system. So here, procedure of the election is important and the structure of the election commission is important. Remember this. So especially in this lesson, these two concepts are very important. If you are having any doubt, you can message me. So rest, coalition government, public opinion, mass media. So that has been reduced for this year. So no need to go through. Coalition government means Samishta Sarkar. More than two parties joining hands and forming the government is been called as the coalition government. Mr. Last, now the BJP government is there. Before BJP government, which government we are having? Congress and JDS. So that is the best example for the coalition government. Best example for the coalition government. So this is regarding the Indian election system. So whatever I have been taught, only that much is important. The structure of the election commission and next the procedure of the election. Only that much is important. Remember this thing. So in the evening, so take a homework. Name the election